Hey, you geeks! Did you know there are two kinds of pride? One is being self-aware and confident in your own abilities. The other is quite the opposite.
Lust, greed, sloth, gluttony, envy, wrath, pride. Those are the 7 deadly sins of man.
Yes, another word that is its own antonym. I hate it. And not just to be pedantic, but confusion over this word is at the heart of the great cultural questions of the century.
Pumbaa? How can a rock be proud? It's a rock!
Fortunately, wisdom from both the East and the West agree on the type of pride we should not celebrate. The pride vilified in both Fullmetal Alchemist and the Divine Comedy. Pride that rejects the truth of the divine and the natural. The doom of kinslayers. The lesser fault of the prideful is to reject the truth of nature that humanity and any sentient race of persons is one common family.
As king, you need to understand that balance and respect all the creatures, from the crawling ant to the leaping antelope.
Dante and Arakawa's prides place themselves above their kin, and in their vanity, slay them. In Purgatory, Dante hears one sinner's lament. The ancient blood and splendid deeds of my forefathers made me so presumptuous that, without thinking on our common mother, I scorned all men past measure, and that scorn brought my death. My arrogance has not harmed me alone, for it has drawn all of my kin into calamity. The homunculus pride scorns his kinship with gluttony, and his deeper kinship with humanity, devouring both.
One can be sure, in this world, humans are of little consequence.
This is the first step to his undoing. Dante and Arakawa's masterpieces delight in the irony of pride, that killing those pride deems inferior brings about pride's own failure.
Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
That wicked thing of eminence. The second and greater fault of pride is to deny the divine truth, that there is a God and it is not you. Shocking, I know. Man's glory is fleeting, and to value such glory above everything else is, according to Dante and Arakawa, a very bad idea. The homunculus pride places himself as first among his kind.
I'm offended that you would even put gluttony and me in the same league. You ask my name, it's pride. And I was the first homunculus.
Even though this is objectively false. In Purgatory, Dante meets a sinner who in error thought the same. A desire for eminence drove my heart. For such pride, here one pays the penalty. O empty glory of the powers of humans! How briefly green endures upon the peak, unless an age of dullness follows it. Worldly renown is nothing, a breath of wind that blows now here, now there. Yet, Dante still views this level of pride as redeemable, hence why this conversation occurs in Purgatory. The first have become last as they wait at the bottom of the mount. But to pursue fleeting superiority over the divine becomes its own irredeemable torture. In the Inferno, Dante meets the king of Thebes, damned for rejecting Jove's preeminence. O Capaneus, for your arrogance that is not quenched, you're punished all the more. No torture other than your own madness could offer pain enough to match your wrath. Placing yourself over any type of divinity will not end well.
So, of course, this also means that I am you.
I'm the truth of your despair, the inescapable price of your boastfulness.
Humans who would dare to play God must pay a steep price for their arrogance.
To attack the divine brings a special personal torment that affects only the prideful. Forgetting themselves, they fester.
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
Humility. So, how to defeat pride? Dante alone recommends carrying really, really large rocks, but that's for the dead. He, Arakawa, and Uncle Iroh have a different approach for the living.
Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame.
What does humility look like? It means accepting your place among humanity, reaching out to help your fellow people. Dante tells of one prideful man who avoided the post-mortem weight training because when he was living in his greatest glory, then of his own free will, he set aside all shame and took his place upon the Campo of Siena, there to free his friend suffering in prison. Humbling himself, he trembled in each vein. Ed's heroism does not come only through his strength, but his ability to seek out pride's humanity and save it.
So this is your real body. Once this is all over, I'm gonna have to apologize to Mrs. Bradley.
Accepting that your place in the circle of life is to serve others and not yourself is true humility.
Besides, this is my kingdom. If I don't fight for it, who will?
A humility that one can bear with confidence. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Your patronage is greatly appreciated.